All right, just doing some scouting, and my hunt doesn't start for a couple more weeks now, and so I've just been doing a lot of scouting, trying to figure out where I want to hunt. I built a few different routes. A guy can only build so many routes. It's a short season, so I can't hunt the whole unit, but I have my main areas where I feel like I want to go to, and so I built my own routes in areas where it looks like there would be some really good glassing for some nice mealy bucks. So, and it looks like you can get away from some people too. I made a couple phone calls and for some people that have hunted this area in the past, and a lot of these people hunt lower elevation, and I kind of want to avoid that for now. And so I at least want to spend the first couple of days up in the higher elevation, get away from people, and hopefully find just find a bruiser. But look, I've never hunted this area before, so I don't know the quality in this area. I truly don't know how big these deer are. I wanted to burn my points. I've seen the writing on the wall. I've seen what they've done in introducing wolves in Idaho and the damage they've done, and now they're doing it in Colorado. And I'm not taking my chances and saving my points for several more years, so I'm burning them now. And so here I go, burnt my points, got this tag, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully I can find a buck that I'm going to be happy with here. So but this is I've done quite a bit of mapping tonight. It's getting pretty late, so I'm going to head to bed, but I have a couple jobs that I need to do before I leave on this trip, and we'll be heading out. I'm really excited though. This is going to be a fun hunt.
Yeah, going solo, self-filming it. Oh, wish me luck. But yeah, long drive. It's about 15-hour drive, and I'm going to try to do it all today. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. But for this unit, I'm not going to tell you exactly where the unit is, but I just decided, I've seen the writing on the wall. Colorado's dumping a bunch of predators in their ecosystem, and I'm just like, you know what, I just want to burn my points. So I burnt my mule deer points in this area. Huntin Fool has a system where you can call people and ask them of their advice of those who have hunted those units in the past. So I called 2 different people that have hunted that unit in the past, and I don't know, the information I got back wasn't great in the sense for size. A lot of the people said it's a fun hunt, a lot of deer, but expect between 130-inch mule deer and 160-inch mule deer. And but I'm going to be optimistic. I'm thinking in my head, if I go farther back than everybody else, I'm going to find that 180-inch mule deer. So that's what I'm going to do. Better warm up the old diesel and get ready to go. Road trip. Really excited, finally made it to Colorado. This is my new home for a while. I'm going to stay here till the end of season. I have 2 days until season starts. Tomorrow I'm going to be scouting, but with boots on the ground and my pickup tires on the ground. Prior to that, I just been looking on Onx. I think of in the past, when I would hunt with my dad, when we would go to a unit to hunt, we would spend at least 2 weeks before the hunt started, because we needed to drive around all the mountain roads. We'd pick up these Forest Service map, these National Forest maps, where we could see all the terrain, and it took weeks studying those maps. And you know, as a kid, it was just super exhausting. But, you know, with Onx, it's been pretty easy to actually scout. I've been doing it after work. And, you know, I just been building these trail systems and where I want to go. Realistically, there's only 2, if maybe 3 pickup roads I want to drive up. And that's kind of where I want to hunt. So that's kind of my plan, is to mainly, I'm not really looking for deer the next couple of days. I'm just looking of where I can get my pickup, and then I'll just hike from there. So that way I have a game plan on opening day. Right now, I just need rest. I haven't slept in about 3 days. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, oh yeah, and I gotta verify my gun too.
Well, good morning, Colorado. So today's mission is to run road systems with the pickup, see where I can get, and verify the gun. So pretty simple day, but I will bring my binos and spotter just in case. This is all scouting, so let's get after it. My first mule deer. This road is pretty nasty. It just drops straight down. A lot of ruts. So that's probably where I can park, at least on this road, if I want to do this one. I can't go any farther. This road gets really nasty after that, so yeah, we'll just call it that. So although I'm not the type of person that likes to hunt off an ATV, I was dreading not bringing one on this trip because I was really struggling in accessing the areas I wanted to hunt. Thankfully, I was able to build a different route on my phone that gave me better access to the mountain I wanted to hike tomorrow morning. Between scouting road systems and verifying my gun, I feel a lot more prepared for opening day.
Hey girl, where's your boyfriend at?
I saw a lot of does, but no bucks with them yet. It is still a little early before the rut starts. I'm already halfway point there. I want to get about 7.5 miles back. But that was going to take me a long time, and I'm already halfway in the dark, so. It took me 2 hours to get 6 miles back. Way quicker than I thought. This is a nice trail. But now, time to wait for the sunrise. So one of my biggest goals in coming back here was to glass as many openings as I possibly could to find a shooter buck. But the first 15 minutes of daylight, I spotted this pretty nice buck roughly a mile away. He looked nice, but didn't give me a good enough look at his rack before he bedded into the aspen. So I quickly made my way into as many other openings as I possibly could, glassing until everything bedded down for the day. Couple of young bucks. It's not that one. It's a different buck, but sun's coming up. I better keep moving. I saw a lot of deer, but none that I would say were necessarily shooters. Well, I had a lot of action this morning. Really impressed with how well this morning went, but I didn't kill a deer. I mean, the first deer that I saw should have been the one I pursued. I just got here. I saw a buck. It looked like it had decent forks. I was like, I just entered where there's just like thousands of acres of just openings through the aspen, and I'm just like, I wanted to get over here. And I didn't want to pursue the first buck I saw simply because he was already timbering up. He was trying to get in the aspen. So now the sun's up, everything's bedded down, I reviewed the footage and I was like, dang, that buck is nice. So kind of my plan is I looked on Onx and I put my 2 fingers together. If you do that, like from draw to draw, it's a good, easy way to measure. And there's the ridge next door is 400 yards, so it'd be 450-yard shot if I got on that other ridge, if that buck came out in the same spot I saw him. With this midday heat, nothing will be moving until the last hour before dark. So I decided to spend some time and finding a spring where I can refill all my water bottles. Can't sell that in the stores. Also, a little hack. Don't waste your money on water bottles. Just these body armors. I use these all hunting season. After I buy one from the gas station, drink it, I just use it as a water bottle in my bag. They hold a good seal. So I just got chewed out by those people. So they came down the canyon. I saw them like heading toward me pretty fast. I'm like, oh, looks like they want to talk. Okay, and I'm like, how's the hunt going for you guys? And we're like, good. And we're like, so we heard a drone this morning. I'm like, oh, you did? And he's like, yeah. Like, I want you to leave. I'm like, what? He's like, you're the guy with the drone. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, you are. Like, you're there. I see a drone in the air. It's you. I'm like, no. He's like, you're with that group of 4 backpackers. I'm like, what? No, I'm here solo. I'm not with anybody. It's like, no, you're with that camp down there with 4 guys. I'm like, no, I'm not. And oh man, we went back and forth with that. The guy and he kept chewing me out. And I'm like, stop chewing me out. I'm not the guy. I was like, it's like, you want to look through my bag? Here you go. Go through my bag. Oh man, that was wild. But then after that, he tried to accuse me for messing up his elk hunt, which I did. Because I went high and my thermals were blowing down, and then it spooked the elk, which I was after muleys, right? And then I just told him straight back, just like what I was saying earlier. I was like, well, I was planning to sit here till the evening for this at a decent mule deer buck spot, and then you guys went right in the dead center where he was bedded, so I guess we're even. and he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's public land. Like, it's just it is what it is, dude. Just, I guess I'll just glass, and hopefully he didn't bump that buck out of his bed. Maybe he's still up there. A little buck. They're starting to move. See if we can turn up that buck there again. First I was like, man, that's some major ground shrinkage. I thought he was bigger than that. And that's a different buck. It's not the same buck. But it came out at the same exact spot. I was like, man, I swore he had front forks, because this one doesn't have front forks. And I looked in the video, and the other one had way deeper forks and had front forks too. So I don't know where that buck went. He's up here somewhere. 7:13 right now, and I have 6 miles to go back to the pickup. We'll see how I feel after today. Today was a really long day.
You blend right into the aspen, both of you.
It's actually good. We're pounding woods here. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I am exhausted. I probably should have rested this morning instead of doing, well, I don't even remember how many miles I put yesterday, but then I got 3 hours of sleep, and here I am doing it again. Yeah, I'll get off the mountain, try to get a longer night's rest, and try again early morning. It's supposed to rain/snow, probably snowing up here tomorrow, so I don't think there's going to necessarily be a prime time. It's just all day's going to be a prime time, so.
Today is a weather day.
Today's a road day. What do I mean by that? It's downpouring rain, snowing in the mountains, and I'm going to actually try to follow these pins. I got a bunch of pins. I talked to a couple different people from Huntin Fool, like I mentioned, in the beginning of my hunt. And, it seems like the majority of the pins that I've got in hunting mule deer are all low elevation and a lot lower than where I've been hunting. So I'm like, this is my chance to check those places out, check out these lower elevations. You know, the aspen are really nice to look through. You can see a lot through them. And maybe I'll turn up a buck this way. Might be easier, but then instead of hiking several miles back. And so I'm going to be doing a lot of driving, parking, getting on knolls, glassing, and, you know, not a lot of hiking, more glassing than anything. It just exploring a little bit of country here. So should be fun. Looking forward to the day. I have to keep looking down to see where my map is, where I'm supposed to turn, which is actually right here. And the hunt begins for the day. It's supposed to rain today. I figured I'd put on the boots. Brand new. Still no bucks with ya. Starting to get close to the rut.
For those that know me personally, know that I love the hike, so days like this are really hard for me. I am reminded that in some scenarios though, I need to use less of my legs and more of my brain. With the weather like this, I need to keep my eyes in the glass and move as little as possible. Let the spotter and binos do all the work. After a full day of glassing, I finally spotted a nice buck, one that I'd be happy with.
That's a big buck.
Well, that's a great buck. I can't wait to see him. I think I did it. Ah! Yes. I am happy with that one. Get him in a better spot. Did it. It's a great buck. It's hard to self-film, but I got it done. He's a dandy. I'm happy with it. Yeah, third day of season. And I haven't seen anything even remotely this size. So, I'm gonna knock down this buck. What an honor. Colorado's fun. Glad I burnt my points this year. You know, I was just hitting the lower elevation. I actually didn't even think much of it, but I just thought I was completely out of mule deer elevation. But I was like, you know, the storm's moving, maybe some deer moving, and I saw this little pond. I saw this buck feed next to it, and so I was like, whoa, what's that? I looked, shooter. Got the gun up, gave him one at 175 yards. It's funny how we practice long range, and then you end up shooting him nice and close. So super excited. What a blessing it is to be out here. It's going to get dark soon, so I'm going to work him up real quick. Looking at Onx, I can park my pickup 140 yards over here. So I'm going to take a look over there and see if that's accurate. See if that road's nice enough to get my vehicle there. That is one of the easiest mule deer packs I've ever had. Got it all deboned in 2 game bags. Should have them packed out in no time.
Got the entire deer in here. The reason I put it in the garbage bag is to keep the diesel and oil from
getting on it, and then when I get to camp tonight, I'll hang it, let it cool down. We should be on the road. Next, the last thing is I gotta pack out the gun and the rack. Last load, let's get them out. Fully loaded. Meat in the garbage bags. Rack. Let's go home. All right, let's get out of here.
What we have access to in this day of age, in comparison to 20 years ago, is incredible. From online mapping, scouting, to long-range hunting equipment that has changed the game on how our family hunts. Of course, with the access of these tools require responsibility from all of us. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated on our newest hunting episodes. Thank you for watching.